Right, Prasa train lines in Cape Town are not immune to crime. Gun-wielding gangsters attacked workers at the Bonteheuwel train station, forcing its closure. Prasa hasn't confirmed whether the attack is extortion-related. Western Cape's Organised Crimes Unit is investigating the matter. eNCA's Nobesuthu Hejana has been tracking this story and joins us now for more. Nobesuthu, what do we understand about the attacks on workers at the Bonteheuwel station earlier this week?
When I spoke to the workers at the Bonteheuwel station this morning, they were telling me that a group of unknown men who were armed, they actually pounced on them and ordered them to stop the work as they were demanding the contact details of their bosses as well as the contact details of Prasa. And when the people were telling them that they don't have those contact details, they attacked one of the worker or the person who was doing paving work on Monday, and their leader or their team leader who was there, who was talking to us this morning, she told us that the man, because he was wearing a helmet, he was not severely injured, but he was injured and he was later taken to hospital. But some of the things that came out from the interactions when we spoke to the security guards who were there, they were telling us that this incident is actually nothing too serious as compared to their past experience. At some stage while they were working a night shift, a group of criminals, they also went into the ticket box because they don't have a security box where, or rather a security place where they can work at night. So they were telling me that at that particular night, the criminals who were trying to access that particular room because they had locked it, they poured petrol outside and tried to burn that security ticket box, and some of the security guards had to flee by the windows. So they were just talking about how traumatic this situation was and that they don't feel safe. And some of the concerns that were actually brought up was that many of the security guards who are working there are not armed and they can't defend themselves from the criminals. But this is one of the security, or rather the person working in that contractor that we spoke to earlier on, explaining as to what happened on Monday.
They really didn't say anything what they were looking for. They were only looking for the main boss's numbers, contact details, out of which we said we don't have it. And all they said is like, you must get off from site. They were extremely rude. And yes, and I think everybody was terrified and traumatized. All we had to do, we had to pack up and leave. And then we just closed the site.
Do you remember how many were they?
There were about 10. About 8, 9, 10. Yes. And then I had to come back. All of our guys, we had to come fetch the tools because they said everything must be from site or from the site. And I let the painters know, come fetch your stuff, come fetch your paint, and whoever come fetch, come help me. We even had to carry the generator home, which is a heavy thing.
Nobesuthu, the Western Cape Police say that their extortion crime unit is investigating the matter. We also know that refurbishment work is continuing on the central line. So is that crime unit going to make their services available to Prasa for escorts to keep workers safe?
So the Provincial Police Commissioner, Mr. Thembisile Patekile, is saying that they've actually been working with Prasa in other areas and they've made their services available to ensure that the people have been secured and they're escorted around the central line where they're carrying out their work. But we do know that in Bonteheuwel the work has been suspended. But Mr. Patekile is saying that it's extortion crime unit is investigating the matter, especially the use of firearms in a public space. But let's take a listen to what he had to say about their interventions and them working with Prasa to ensure that going forward they will be offering their escort systems.
The extortion team, which is doing that investigation related to these matters, they are currently busy with the investigating unlawful discharging of firearm in a municipal area. Any other cases that will be uncovered as we continue with the investigation will be added.
Last question for you before I let you go, Nobesuthu. Has Prasa confirmed whether any demands were made to them, and what's the way forward?
Well, at this stage, we know that the City of Cape Town's SSIU is offering its services to also assist Prasa at this stage going forward. But what we heard from Prasa, when I spoke to the spokesperson, Andi Somakanda, she did say that at this stage, they have not yet confirmed whether the alleged gangs that pounced on the contractors and the security guys earlier this week were actually extortionists, but the investigations that have been carried out by police will later reveal what those criminals were looking for. But going forward, they're saying that that partnership between them and different stakeholders, including the police, will be make sure that that it's happening to ensure that the work along the central line is being carried out without any disruptions, because they do also saying that these attacks will definitely delay some of the works, especially when they have the deadlines, especially the December deadline from some parts of the central line. But they can't say for how long will that delay be caused, but they are saying that it will definitely be a problem as they carry out the work. But they are also saying that the partnership with police will ensure that they try to make up for lost time.
Excellent. Thank you very much, eNCA's Nobesuthu Hejana, bringing us that update from Bonteheuwel.